there's another game going on, and the Golden Bachelor, and it's not being filmed anywhere, his name is Gianni Infantino. Gianni Infantino is the president of FIFA. FIFA, the most corrupt organization in the world. Never seen a bribe they don't like. Never seen payola they can't take advantage of. Season starts in the National Football League, and the cameras point to the Golden Bachelor Gianni sitting there with Jerry Jones at AT&T Stadium in Dallas. And it got me thinking. The Men's World Cup in 2026 is taking place in North America. That's Canada, that's the United States, and that's Mexico. But the true rose is the finals of the World Cup. And guess what hasn't been announced quite yet? Where will the finals be? And if you run your own stadium, if you're Jerry Jones or if you're John Mara with the Giants, another Golden Bachelor, or you're Stan Kroenke and you have SoFi Stadium in LA, you're another Golden Bachelor. Jerry Jones, they are fighting amongst themselves to figure out the best way to get to Gianni. How will they find love? So Gianni goes to Dallas, but he doesn't just hang out with Jerry. He also realizes he has to have dinner, which he does, with a bunch of people from Jersey. Because MetLife and AT&T Stadium, those are great candidates. Because if you host the World Cup final, you're not making $1 million. You're going full Austin Powers. That's not $1 billion. Or maybe Austin Powers was $1 million. You're making tens of millions of dollars. Dans votre poche. Right in your pocket. It is a big deal. Now, FIFA is always above board. They send an RFP to different stadia who fill it out, and then members of the board and the FIFA president look through all the submissions, and they decide who they're going to date. Who's going to get the rose? It's all done in a totally kosher way. No mixing of milk and meat, no pork to be found, and forget shellfish. Until you realize that that's not how it happens at all. The only way that a stadium will get the final in the World Cup is if Gianni gets some stuff. David, be careful. The lawyers are calling. Hold on. I'm hearing from Meadowlark's lawyers. No, this is not libel. I promise you, because it actually happens. Truth is an affirmative defense. How do you think the conversation went during the game? Do you think Jerry Jones was talking to him about the rules of the NFL? Look at my guys. God, Mike is good. Look at Tony Romo. He's the best quarterback ever. Look at those stars of fame. Hollywood Henderson, Ed Too Tall Jones. Hey, Troy, do you want to come down and say hi to Gianni? Emmett? Anybody? Jimmy J? Gianni and FIFA could not care less about what these stadiums have to offer. What the baubles are, what the interesting things are, the different parts of the stadium. Gianni's interested in where he is going to get, and the rest of the FIFA board, where they're going to get the best deal. You remember November 18th of 2022, we reviewed FIFA Uncovered. And we saw what Sepp Blatter did, the former president, before Gianni took over. And it put not the D in dysfunction, but it put the C in criminality. So Jerry Jones has to figure out what's the cost of the rose. On the Golden Bachelor and the Bachelor, there's no cost. Maybe the cost is in beauty or in time on screen or in things that you do when the camera is off or with the family visit. But none of that matters now with FIFA. So what do you do when you realize in a business transaction that you may not be winning? Jerry Jones thinks he's in the pole position. John Mara is not too far behind. But you know when you're watching The Golden Bachelor or The Bachelor, and then there's someone who's not getting a lot of screen time because we're all measuring how many minutes of confessionals every contestant gets, and you realize, wow, contestant number Gimmo looks to be out of it. I wonder what they're going to do. And then they spill all the rice into the fire. Stan Kroenke realizes that he's not winning the battle with Jerry Jones. And so he decided yesterday that he is going to create some issues for The Bachelor. He came out and said that, we need more money. He dealt with The Athletic, and there were leaks through The Athletic or articles in The Athletic where Kroenke basically said, we want more money. We're not happy, Kroenke said, with the terms of the games that we are due to host as part of the World Cup at SoFi. He thought there'd be more revenue in the early games. He thought there'd be a bigger guarantee of sponsorship dollars coming in, ticket revenue coming in. Because what you may not know, because it's not talked about, is that in order to make money, you have to spend money. All of these stadia who are trying to host these games, they don't just stand up and say, hey, look at me. I'm a stadium in a great city in North America. Give me a game. Nope. You pay. Kroenke, unhappy with all terms. So what does that exactly mean going forward? Well, it means that Gianni will continue to have dinners with people, New Jersey state officials, because governments are involved. He'll continue to negotiate with Jerry. And what he will do is that Kroenke is now out of it. You publicly complain about how we're sharing revenue with you. You publicly complain thinking that FIFA 2026 is not doing as well as everyone thought it was going to do. See you later. It's now a two-person race for Gianni's rose. Roger Goodell's not going to get involved. He's going to stay as far away from that as possible. NFL doesn't want any part of this. But I wonder whether Jerry and John get together and figure out the best way to host the event in the cheapest way possible. Nope. The competition between the Giants and the Cowboys off the field, on the field, in business, for corporate dollars, figuring out how to increase valuations of their team. They do not want the other person to get the finals to the World Cup, which puts Gianni in the best position possible to extract the most value out of whichever person blinks first. Why do you think there's been no announcement of where the finals are going to be for FIFA 2026? It's pretty easy. The final of the World Cup is going to be in Dallas. And the reason why I'm so sure is that when Jerry Jones sees something, it's not that he says something, it's that he does something. And when you're FIFA and you're figuring out who to give the rose to, you're not looking around at the prettiest person. You're not looking for someone in the best shape. You're not looking for someone with the best veneers in town. You're looking for someone with the biggest bulge in their wallet.